with Beard!
Hey, podcast kittens, it's Cathy Cat and...
Ladybeard, welcome to another installment of
Cat with Beard!
Yes! Cat with Beard from Japan! Cat the whole thing from Japan!
From
Coming
Japan!
Right at you directly, wherever you may be, wherever you're not being.
Yes.
I hit the mic, sorry, I'm gonna
hit
get
the mic
fired.
harder.
Hit the mic, I'm gonna be fired, Ladybeard's fired. Wonderful to see you, sweetheart, how are you?
I am great, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Well, actually, I'm better than great. I managed to actually see Ladybeard live.
Yes, thank you.
With Babybeard.
Thank you. Cathy Cat came to my show last weekend. Bless her.
It was
Thank
pretty
you so
awesome
much.
because before that it was like an idol festival where a lot of idols perform and you know everyone is like they're doing the they're all on stage and then the music goes dark and then we got the metal screaming and then we got the two cute girls next to you. What are their names, everyone?
Suzu and Kotomi, they are lovely.
You can follow them on Twitter as well. And as a team of three, they were rocking that stage. Japan didn't know what hit it.
God bless you. You are so wonderful. Thank you for coming, sweetie.
That
I'm
was
deeply
really
grateful.
good experience. I can highly
grateful.
recommend you guys to go. It will knock your socks off.
Deeply grateful. Thank you so much.
Any kind of recent cool stuff apart from going on stage?
Oh, look, hey, from the stage, I saw Cathy Cat at a show. That's what I was excited about.
I bought my very first ever pen light.
Oh, did you really?
I did.
What a good girl.
I bought my very first ever pen light, and I didn't quite know the settings, so in between I might have just like randomly be pushing the buttons. I'm not quite sure if there's a pen light etiquette between the guests and when you're supposed to switch it on and off. But sometimes like put it down, put it up again, put it down. I wasn't quite sure, but it was a good experience.
It's all right. You were a highly energetic audience member. I appreciate it.
I tried not to jump too much because obviously the Japanese audiences don't really jump.
Well, they don't now in
Not
this
now.
in
Not
the
during
current
Rona.
generation.
Yeah, I think Rona has made fans being quite quiet. You're not allowed to go woo or
Yeah.
hey. You're not allowed to say that right now. They're like, please shout in your heart is what they sometimes write on News. Shout in your heart.
in your heart. The other thing is everyone's still wearing masks over here.
Yeah.
So from the stage, and you're not allowed to dance or jump around. So from the stage, what you see is like rows of ninjas, just everyone's eyes only. So you can see.
Yep.
And this is the most excitement that's allowed. So I thank you for pumping it as hard as you could.
But it was
Bless you.
amazing. Also, it's interesting. Afterwards, you do a fan meet and you dress in a different style.
Yeah, we did. That was particularly because that was an idol festival, so everyone was doing that. So everyone had to wear yukatas on that particular
That was
day.
super cute. And guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, I finally got my official Polaroid picture.
Yes!
My techie picture. We
Got
were
your
talking
techie.
about this in the episode about idols. If you missed that one, be sure to check that one out. I got my techie.
Thank you, sweetie. What a good girl.
Actually,
You're the best.
I think
Oh my gosh, you got a chickie with her right now. Holy moly. This is a little bit live and on the spot. Let's cut the live to our live correspondent, Cathy Cat, on the scene. Yes.
check it out. This is proof. I got the idol checkie now.
You rock star. You rock star.
It
Thank you,
got the
mate.
real deal now, guys. If
Thank
you
you
see
so much.
them live, be sure to grab your checkie after the show. It was fun.
That's so fantastic. Thank you, sweetie. Hey, there's a fan message here I want to read.
Oh, yes,
I'm
read
really
it
happy
out.
with that. Here's a message. What's up, all? Thanks for such a great podcast. You're welcome. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Keep up the good work. Ladybeard, I'm in Fukuoka right now, but I'm going back to my hometown, Adelaide. Oh, that's where I'm from.
That's where the Ladybeard is from.
For the first time in about 15 years. That's a long old time.
Whoosh.
Do you have any great recommendations for a long-lost South Aussie? Might enjoy. Love you both. Mike. P.S. Sometimes next year, how about a concert in Fukuoka, West Japan? Needs more excitement. Yes! We need more West Japan.
Oh, yeah!
We'll be talking about
Hell
leaving
yeah.
Tokyo later in the podcast.
This podcast is about traveling in Japan, so put out your notebooks, take some notes, because there's going to be some cool things, some things that we even didn't know about.
Let me answer his question real quick.
Yes.
When you get home, have a frog cake. I know you've missed them in our city. We have frog cakes. It's a cake shaped as a frog.
Oh,
and
it's just shaped as a frog.
Only we have them, and they're very nice. Have a frog cake.
What? Are there actually frogs in the cake?
Well, yeah, if you're lucky, then you might find a frog.
Lucky. Like, my image of
There's
Australia
brown
is all the
ones, green
frogs
ones,
might
and
be
pink ones.
poisonous.
Oh, yeah, some of the frogs are
Oh, dear.
poisonous. You try not to eat the poisonous ones. They'll result in death.
So why? Do you know why there's a frog cake?
Well, what else are you going to make a cake out of? You have
Bunnies? Cats? Beards?
Mike, I recommend you have a frog cake when you get home. Please send the city my love. Wow, thank you for your comments, sir.
And then put up a picture and tag Cat with Beard.
Yes.
Hashtag Cat with Beard. We should probably talk more about making a hashtag Cat with Beard. We've been having wonderful guests and they have like proper hashtags on Twitter where they're like, oh yeah, tweet at us.
Is that going to be ours?
We should
Hashtag
probably
Cat with Beard?
get the hashtag Cat with Beard.
Cat with Beard.
Let's do that because we also have actually our own Twitter now, guys.
I'll do it all.
Yeah, retweet those tweets if they're coming up. Tweet to tweet. So we Twitter Cat with Beard.
Tweety
It's
tweet
happening.
tweet that. Tweet. Check this out.
Okay, one more thing I need to know though is what does a frog cake taste of?
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah, but what? What does it taste of?
Oh, it's got sponge in it, and then there's some cream and such. They put some icing on the outside. You can get green ones, pink ones, and brown ones. And they sell them sometimes in a 3-pack, so you get all 3 of those colors.
What flavor?
Delicious.
Cake flavor? Frog flavor?
Yeah, exactly. I attempted to make a paper plane out of this script, and I've failed dismally.
Not
that
we're
bad.
currently surrounded by like bits of Ladybeard's script here and there. There's another one over
How
there.
Ladybeard deals with things. I was going for the camera, I missed.
Right, so traveling. So
carry on.
Mike is traveling back to
Yes.
Australia.
Congratulations, Mike. Thank you for your message, man.
And we are going to talk about travel in Japan.
Yes.
So anywhere you've been recently?
But yeah, I went down to Shikoku not too long ago.
What
eh?
did you do there?
I had a shoot down there, so I had to go down there. So many nice locations down in Shikoku. So down in Shikoku, they got this big old bridge. I think it's the biggest and oldest bridge in Japan, from what I understand. But because Shikoku's down, it's one of the other islands. It's one of the smaller islands in Japan. Yeah. So there's the big old island that goes, and the Shikoku's here. But there's a series of smaller islands. So there's like a series of bridges that connects all these islands. So there's, I think, the biggest, longest bridge in Japan, and you go up to the top of a hill. And you look down at it, you take a photograph, and it's very nice.
Did you like film something there, or?
Yeah, I filmed a show. It was a show. It was for Ehime tourism.
Nice.
It was good. You could go see it on the YouTubes. Ehime tourism and Ladybeard in a show is what you search.
Hey.
Hey, Ladybeard, Ehime. Search those things.
Yeah,
You'll find
probably
it.
if you type in, you'll
You'll figure it out.
Oh,
Yeah. How about you? Where you been? What you been doing?
Recently, I've been to Osaka, Nara to meet a sword smith
Oh, wow.
and a sword sharpener, which are two
Wow.
different professions. And before that, I did actually a big trip to Kyoto.
Oh, wow.
And that I did. I went to the brand new Nintendo hotel. It used to be
wow.
the Nintendo headquarters, and now they turned it into a posh hotel.
Eh.
Yeah, and I went there and I filmed like crazy and I live streamed from there and I was on Twitch and on YouTube. The video is still about the it's like the Nintendo headquarter hotel. I would highly recommend you guys to check it out because it was
Really?
very interesting. Everything's inclusive. So that was fun. And then afterwards, Super Nintendo World
Wow,
at
congratulations.
Universal Studios Japan. So that was good too. But I hope that there's going to be more travels this summer. You're traveling this summer.
Oh my goodness, this summer, I'm not sure when this podcast goes to air, but I'm going to Brazil.
Woo!
We got Babybeard first overseas convention since the world shut down in 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally, Adam, going to Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Anime friends, so excited. It's probably finished by the time you see this podcast, but if I
Probably, yeah.
saw you there, thanks so much. I love you, Brazil. Wow.
Awesome. Oh gosh, I can't wait to go abroad again.
Oh, it's going to be the best.
Yes,
The
finally
best.
things are changing up. People are actually starting to leave Japan. But this time we're going to talk about places in Japan.
Bam in
Places in
Japan,
Japan,
people.
fantastic sceneries, views, sceneries, things, places we cannot forget. What place in Japan can you forget? Because we were actually mentioning it earlier. If you work in our industry, we might go to the most amazing places, but we ain't got any time for sightseeing. So, for example, when I went to Osaka and Nara this time around, there was no not being on. We filmed from morning till evening,
Yeah.
and then from morning to evening, and then we drove home for
But
8 hours.
It's quite nice though, because a lot of the time when you are filming, you get taken around in a van and so forth, so you get to see something. No, not in your experience.
Not in this case. No,
Okay.
sometimes if there is extra time in the schedule, but I find that sometimes the shooting schedules can be so tight that it's literally boom, we're here, boom, we're there, boom, we're over here, and you just you think, one day I'll want to come back.
Yeah, well, of course, always right. They were very nice to us in Ehime. We had it was very good. And that was pretty terrible.
What was your favorite
wasn't
thing
it?
about Ehime? Did you have like the oranges from Tab? I think that was Ehime. Was that Ehime? Studio? Yes. Ehime orange juice from Tab at the airport? Yes. Okay, good.
Orange juice. It does sound familiar. You notice how Ladybeard's lost the ability to talk now? It's getting more. I've got Alzheimer's or something setting in, I reckon. My goodness, too many kicks to the head.
So any kind of places in Japan that you will never forget or that gave you like
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
This is so, when you first come to Japan, when you go outside Tokyo, or even within Tokyo to different areas, all these places you go to, people will say, oh, that's the place where they have very delicious XYZ. And every place pretty much has kind of a food that it's known for.
Yep.
And I always thought to myself, like, for instance, like the first time I went to Aomori, Aomori has delicious apples. And people would always say, oh, Aomori, oh, great apples. And I was always a bit confused because I'd be like, how great can an apple be?
Oh yes. Please continue because I think you're going to say the same old thing.
And then you bite into this apple and you're like, my lord, it's delicious. It's incredible.
New world of apple, right?
Oh my goodness. But then the first time I went down to Shikoku, someplace, oh yeah, the udon here, really delicious. And I'm like, how amazing can it be? How different from normal udon? Oh,
Complete difference.
I don't know what they do, but they put magic in the soil or something.
In Japanese, they call it meibutsu. It's like a local specialty. And you really want to look out for that. Like, Japanese people, they're big foodies. Like, if you think you're a big foodie, you can never be as much as a foodie as Japanese people are.
Oh, my goodness.
And they will make this, whatever food it is, maybe apples or udon, turn it into absolute perfection. So if you travel across Japan, make sure you check out some of those local specialties, which I say, don't just stick to Tokyo. There is so much more. And we're going to talk about more.
More! Talk to us, Cathy Cat! What do you reckon about more?
So I'm going to just ask whether you've been there or not, and I'm going to give you a little info. Have you been to Takeda Castle in Hyogo Prefecture?
Nah, tell me about it.
All right. So the castle is dubbed the Machu Picchu of Japan, and it dates back to the 15th century.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool.
No, I haven't known about this one, but the next one I've heard about is Tottori Sand Dunes in Tottori Prefecture.
Tottori Sand Dunes?
It will literally look like you're in the Sahara. Like, they even have some camels there you can ride. Yeah.
Camel?
Camels!
Ah.
They're real camels!
What are you
They're
talking
real camels.
What?
Yep, this is like a desert in Japan.
It's a Japanese desert. Where's this Tottori? If my hand is Japan, where's Tottori? I got no idea if that's Tokyo.
Yes, it's where Tottori is. And on that note, we're gonna Tottori Sand Dunes. I did actually want to go. Because we both have no idea right now. That was really bad. I went over ahead. But Kume Island in Okinawa Prefecture. Heard about that
I've
one?
been to Okinawa, but Kume? No, I don't think I went to Kume.
It's dubbed the Maldives you can visit in Japan.
Maldives.
But I was just thinking the first one, Okinawa is like the Hawaii of Japan in the first place. And I went to, which one was it? I think Ishigaki-jima.
Okay.
And they do a little tour where they take you to like a smaller island. And then they have this corner on the island. And I kid you not, the sand there is in the shape of stars.
Oh, yeah?
And I think on one of the islands in Okinawa, it is protected, so you're not allowed to take it home.
Right.
But on the other one, it's not.
Oh, wow.
So we were allowed to just like sit on that beach, but only like you were given a tiny, really, really tiny paper bag, so you don't overdo it, to take a couple of those stars home because it feels like a miracle.
Really?
It's beautiful.
That's
Okinawa in
lovely.
itself is absolutely beautiful. So, I mean, of course, if you come from a very Mediterranean setting, it might not knock your socks off, but it definitely did if you come to Germany, from Germany, and it was just beach and blue water and the sound of the ocean. And if you go scuba diving in Okinawa, there would be like the most colorful fish.
Really?
How colorful are your fish? You're probably also very colorful, I guess.
I don't know. I don't scuba dive, so I don't know.
Yeah, but like you just seeing all those fish is wonderful. Anyways,
That's
food.
fantastic.
We were talking about meibutsu cuisines. What's the craziest thing you ever had in Japan, food-wise?
I haven't had it, but I've seen people eat it's a bowl of live octopus. We eat while it's still alive.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so you get it and it's still, you eat it like that. Apparently part of the joy of eating it is feeling it go and jiggle as you swallow it, as you digest it.
That's a bit much for
And
me right now.
it squiggles and wiggles and jiggles inside you.
Okay.
Like that old lady who swallowed the fly, but I don't know why she swallowed the fly. There was an old lady who swallowed a cat. How about that? She swallowed a cat. She swallowed the cat
No,
to catch the bird.
swallowing.
She swallowed
None
the
of that.
bird to catch
No.
the spider. She
Ban
swallowed the
cat
spider to catch
swallowing.
the fly.
Ban
But I don't know
cat
why.
swallowing.
She swallowed the fly.
cat
And
swallowing.
wiggled and jiggled and
None of
stiggled
that.
inside her.
Okay, coming back to our podcast
Yeah.
now, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
it was important. Yeah.
Anglerfish from Ibaraki Prefecture. We have a picture here, and hopefully in the YouTube version, you will put that picture on the YouTube so you can see that beautiful thing. It looks
Angerfish?
like no, no, that's you. You're the anglerfish.
Sure am. Don't get me started.
Anglerfish.
That's anglerfish.
No, it's the anglerfish.
You see that L? I thought it was the Angerfish. That's a
have-
cool name for a band, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen,
Angerfish.
Angerfish. No. All right, I'm sick in the water. No more water.
Have you ever had motsu? It's been offered to me, and
I don't know. I've had hormone. Is that
yeah, it's
vastly
pretty much. I
different?
think it's like
Hormone is
intestines.
intestines of the animal. An animal. You're not an intestine fan?
Oh no, I'm not
No.
sure. Can you?
Yeah.
I don't know, like intestines, like the aftertaste that intestines have, it just makes me so sad.
Really?
I
That's
don't know.
sad.
I don't know. It just makes me sad. I think I got forced to eat intestines as a kid once, and it just brings back that memory or something.
You and I are having
Intestines
vastly
make
different
me
experiences
sad.
of this country. Hang on a minute. Intestines make you sad.
Yeah, I don't know. The aftertaste, I can't. And Japanese people think that intestines are like a delicacy, and there's a lot of, you go to like barbecue restaurants where they're like, oh, we have the most delicious hormone, and that means we have the most delicious intestines. Yeah, it makes me.
Yeah, there's some Japanese English for you. When the Japanese say hormone, they're talking about intestines that
Yeah,
one
I don't
eats.
know
They're
what-
not talking about your hormones.
Not about your hormones.
Talking about intestines.
I think actually I had once a shoot where I was supposed to introduce like this wonderful food section with like lots of bars to drink, and everything they served me in front of the camera was intestines.
Really?
And I had to eat this with the biggest smile on my face and go, oh, it's so delicious. And the talent that was with me there is like, oh, I didn't know you loved it so much. I'm like, oh no.
Kathy Cat is a professional.
I'm a professional. I
professional.
ate all of that, but yeah,
Look at
maybe
girl.
that's the reason why I get so sad when I eat it.
Right, good point. Being force-fed intestines.
So the craziest thing, you never ate the octopus. Anything you ate that you thought was very borderline.
Bizarro?
Yeah, bizarre, or like taste-wise not quite your thing, or...
Not quite my thing.
Or anything
Oh,
like
you
that.
know what I despise? I despise Goya.
Ah,
Goya is a
bitter, is it the bitter cucumber thing?
hideous, bumpy cucumber from under the sea, which is otherwise known as the vegetable of Satan. This so disgusting, this freaking thing, my God.
It is part of the, actually of the Okinawan cuisine. I think.
Oh, cuisine, shmeen, there's no cuisine about it. It's an incarnation of hell. This bumpy cucumber, you cut up, it's all crispy, it's all bitter, and you put it in your mouth, and it's all like, "Nah, I'm gonna take your soul." That's what it says as you eat it.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Oh god, no.
That's how I feel. How about you?
Okay, I have to eat a lot of very creative food things for YouTube, of course. And one of the things I was still, I had as a snack crickets.
Crickets? Ooh.
Crickets, that is apparently, Tsukudani. Yes, it's apparently a Japanese delicacy. They are kind of marinated and pickled. And that was actually not so bad. I think the worst thing, motivation-wise, was a tiny, on a stick bird, and it was a sparrow. Like,
Wow.
you could even see the beak and everything.
A baby sparrow.
Oh, God, yeah.
Sparrow fetus?
And I was just there, and they were like, you need to hurry, the other customers are coming, the camera is rolling, hurry up, eat the thing. And I needed 5 turns until I could do it. It really had to overcome my own barriers of that.
Wow.
But yeah, that was probably the hardest thing. But it's a normal izakaya here in Shinjuku or Ikebukuro. They just serve that as one of their dishes.
Hang on, it's the fetus of a sparrow on a stick.
It's like, yeah. I mean,
It's like
in
a
theory,
vegetarian's nightmare, isn't it?
It is. And in theory, if you think about it, you eat chicken, but you don't see the chicken, right? So it's still the same thing. It's just seeing it like as a whole. Oh god. Okay. Yes, that is. But
Wow.
there's also tasty things in Japan. So have you ever tried horse sashimi?
Yes, the horse is delicious, actually. I really really liked horse. Horse sashimi. Raw meat of the horse. I recommend it.
Raw meat of the horse. I was not quite sure the first time I got it offered, but I think it is a cultural thing. Some cultures will be horrified by the thought of eating horse. In Germany, we have that probably as part of a salami. I think the salami goes from time to time, so that we're good with that. It's interesting, though, that there's a lot of raw meat that I wouldn't dare eat in any other country just because of the health hygiene standards.
Standards are high here for the old hygiene.
Definitely. I think, have you ever had raw chicken?
I think I have, actually, yeah. I was very worried because I thought it would be at the Salmonella special.
Everyone is worried. Like, I know Japanese people go like, ooh, try this. And I think one part of it is it's actually tasty, please eat it. But there's also a large part from Japanese people going, ooh, let's see your reaction.
Yeah, see how many times you throw up. Have you had fugu, the blowfish?
I actually have. We filmed a special on the blowfish we went all the way over to Shimonoseki, which is known for their blowfish, and it was so good. But I must say there's one dish of all the dishes that it did turn down.
What's that?
And I did not eat it on camera, and I did not eat it privately. It was whale.
Whale?
Oh, yeah. And I was like,
you couldn't do it?
No, it's
Free
like
Willy?
if it's endangered, I just can't. That was the only thing I couldn't quite eat.
Really?
I know that this is a cultural thing, and that many older generations, especially, they used to have this as a certain celebratory meal. But it was the only thing I was like, I'm sorry, my conscience, I can't eat a tiny bird on a stick, but I cannot eat a slice of whale. It's just the only thing I couldn't eat.
Not have a sense of this particular whale has already deceased, and to that end, to fail to eat the whale meat would be disrespecting this whale's death.
It's probably just a small part of the whale, that little bowl, so it's not like the whole life was
Whales are generally
wasted
quite
as such.
large.
My conscious, I couldn't, I think I wouldn't be able to look my mom into the eye.
Really?
She's
Your mum loves whales? Is your mother a
upset.
whale rider?
No,
She's the great German whale rider, the great whale rider of Munich.
All right, next one, experiencing Japanese culture, local culture.
Yeah.
Any memorable experience of cultural things that you had while you were traveling in Japan?
Like that time I met the Japanese whale rider of Munich. That was a really, so the German one. I've already changed her identity. Sorry. Hang on, wait, what? What's the question? Repeat the question again.
Memorable experience, cultural things while traveling in Japan.
Japanese people are very nice to me, generally.
Yep.
I did a cosplay fiesta in Toyama called the Toyama Cosplay Festa. And so Toyama's not a particularly large city. There's kind of, one main street, and then the rest is just, I guess, housing, really. And, one cinema. And we walked from one end of town to the other. And it was me leading this cosplay festa, holding a banner saying Toyama Cosplay Festa. And behind me, 200 cosplayers, very high quality cosplayers, wearing full body thingamajigs and whatnot. That was quite something.
That sounds really good. Yeah, I think one of the things that I really enjoy is people's different reaction to just all the frill and all the clothes I come with, and I get some really lovely reactions. I love it when the old people are like, "Oh, what is that? You look like a little doll. I used to be like that too, and I can't wear that anymore, but I'm glad you're wearing this. Can I touch it?" Like that kind of interaction is so cute.
Chatty old people in Japan are quite fantastic.
They're amazing. They're amazing. I think just one thing that made me cry though was there is a train up in Aomori. Making long story short, when this train revived and is now going on his path, the locals will come and they will all wave at the train to celebrate the return to the liveliness. It was I said Aomori, right? Yeah, okay. So the return of the train, the return of this tourist train being there, and it was just people will kids will run next to the train and wave, and if you go to some fields, there will be, no matter apparently whether it rains or snows or is the burning heat, at one spot on the track, locals will come just because they're not getting paid. They're not getting paid for it. They just come with big flags and wave at the train. That made me tear up.
Oh, that's lovely.
That was really, really, it's the Tohoku emotion. It was.
It's nice when you catch a train through the countryside and the staff will like wave to the train as it goes by and that kind of stuff. It's very sweet.
But it was not just the staff, even the locals. So that really made me move. And you go past it, and then it's like this one old lady. He's like on the field, and she'll see the train and go like, "Oh, it's the Tohoku emotion," and she'll wave, and it's so cute.
That's
that
lovely.
kind of. I think we always remember just encounters with people, right? It's wonderful to go to Japan and take pictures of all the great locations, but I think what will stay with you is those little interactions with people, and that's when a little bit of Japanese comes in quite handy too. So just a little bit. So learn your thank yous and your hellos when you go out into the countryside. So have you ever met a geisha or a maiko?
Oh, I went to Kyoto and we walked around that area, but I'm not sure if I legitimately met a geisha or a maiko or someone who was an imposter.
Yeah. You get that a lot. You get that a lot. Because there's a lot of people dressing up in Kyoto.
Oh, is that right?
As geishas and maikos.
Have you met a geisha or maiko?
No, actually, it's not one of the easy entertainments to get hold of. I heard it's quite expensive. Though for a shoot, there is in Tokyo actually a bar where a maiko will come and play. So I guess I've seen her in a professional environment. I've seen her play on, I think it was the coach, and then shamisen she was playing on the...
Did the maiko play the shamisen?
Yeah, but she was playing a very Japanese instrument. I think it was the small one. Shamisen? Probably the
Shamisen's that small guitar you play with a fork.
She was playing the shamisen, and that was really cool to just see. And she actually started that profession quite late. I thought you had to do that from a very young age, but you just worked, and after a while she decided, I'm not just going to be a normal worker anymore, I'm going to become a maiko, and that's what she did apparently.
Wow, okay.
That's a really interesting part of the culture that people think you see at every corner in Japan,
Yeah, right.
but it's actually not real. You don't really see a maiko or a geisha at any corner.
I don't know where you're living. In my neck of the woods.
Have you been to any of the ninja experiences in Japan?
No, but we had an old show that I did. We had a ninja on the show.
Oh.
It's very interesting. It was a transgender ninja.
Oh, right, cool.
Yeah. Who
And you would just like be there and disappear? And then be there again? Ninja it?
No, but cut a radish in half, which was quite cool.
Ooh. Cut a radish in half?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I remember. I remember a jump spinning kick, which was, of course, I appreciate because I'm a martial artist. And then using the ninjato to cut a radish. I think she chucked it in the air and then sliced it.
Sweet. Nice. It is a lot of like little ninja villages or ninja experiences. I think there's also like a ninja restaurant, kind of very expensive. And then we have a lot of ninja attractions here in Japan, like for example at Fuji-Q Highland with the Naruto experience and stuff. So there's a lot of anime driven stuff like that. Koga and Shiga and Iga and Mie are like two very known ninja clans and ninja stories as well. So I've been to the Koga Shiga ninja village
Tell me
once.
some ninja stories.
I went to the Koga ninja village in Shiga Prefecture, and I actually dressed up full on as a ninja.
Did you really?
And there were like water little things you had to do and little tasks and challenges you had to do.
Oh, I've done some ninja challenges. Yeah. That quiet walking you have to do, and
Quiet walking, and sometimes it's just like jumping or like hiding and stuff like that. It's very fun. I think it's very.
Yeah.
It's very much aimed, though. I think a lot of it is aimed at families and at tourists.
I think so too.
It's just fun.
The Japanese don't even say ninja. What's the name you guys give it to? The actual name for ninjas? What is it? It's not. What's the actual name for ninjas? Because you don't actually say ninja.
I think kunoichi is the female ninja. And is there another word for ninja that we don't know
What is
about?
it? I'm losing it off the top of my head.
What is it? Is it shinobi?
Shinobi! Arigato gozaimasu.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
the Japanese call the ninja shinobi. When they hear the word ninja, they're like, foreigners.
But if the branding says ninja, it's also kind of aimed very much at.
And there's that motorbike named Ninja, so maybe you just say that you're talking about that. Aha!
The streamer ninja.
How else are you going to travel down to Kyoto to meet your geisha or your maika, or down to get your ninja experience? You have to have a ninja experience on the ninja bike. Frank?
If you can drive in Japan, which not everyone can. I have another thing here on the list, and that's Jigokudani Hell Valley. There's apparently a hot spring resort. Have you been to any hot springs?
Stop. Tell me about this. Hell Valley? Please explain.
Hell Valley. Apparently, the place got its name because the place is always hot and steamy.
Okay.
like hell, apparently. It's a popular touristic destination. It's a popular destination for Japanese people.
Wow.
Because Japanese people love hot springs. I love hot springs. There's nothing wrong with hot springs. Apparently, it has the 3 best onsens, and Jigokudani is one of Japan's 3 best onsens.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, damn!
The
Look,
other
next
one
time
is
you guys
Arima
come to
Onsen
Japan,
in
you better check
Gunma
that out.
And Gero Onsen in Gifu, but I haven't been to neither. But generally, I can highly recommend all of you guys to, if you come to Japan, maybe come and check out an onsen. Of course, you might have to check if you have tattoos. You might have to check whether you're allowed in with your tattoos. But
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right, you
I'm
kinda-
a very big onsen fan.
Yeah?
I love my hot water bath so much that actually there's a thing I did.
Oh, dear me.
Oh, this
Tell
thing
me the
I
thing
did.
you did, Cathy Cat.
You know, like those big oil drums? Well, you can purchase these ones, fully cleaned and everything. You can purchase these big oil drums. And at certain areas in Japan, if you're lucky, you get yourself a nice lake. And you add some of the lake water or some of the other water if you're not allowed to use the lake water. And then you make a little campfire and you push it under the drum.
Okay.
And it heats up the drum.
Okay.
So it becomes a drum can bath. We've done that.
So you
twice.
made your own onsen?
You can make your own little hot water
Wow,
bath out
that's
in
amazing.
nature. Literally, the last one I went to was right in front of Mount Fuji. We made like a YouTube video about it.
Wow, that's
And it
lovely.
was just like camping and afterwards a hot bath and you're just
Wow.
in front of Mount Fuji. And you know, no one else has bathed in that exact spot in a hot drum can but you. It, kind of that adventure spirit. That's pretty fun.
That's quite lovely, isn't
So
it?
you can kind of make your own onsen if you want to do it. I have problems imagining you in an onsen. I think you'd stand out a lot, and all
Yes.
the Japanese people
Yes.
would want to talk with you.
If I do onsen, I would prefer doing a private onsen.
That's a good
It's,
idea. Yeah.
far more of a pleasant experience.
Yeah. I heard that with guys, guys have a bit of a I don't want to be with other guys in the onsen, like just getting looked at as especially if you're Westerner. The weirdest thing though, I've seen a hot spring up in the mountains near where they have the snow monkeys.
Oh yeah.
And there is actually, the snow monkeys are bathing in that onsen over there. That's their snow monkey onsen. There's another open air onsen right next to the snow monkey one.
Okay.
Which anyone can go into. So
Oh, yeah?
it's ladies and gents.
Okay.
Ladies and gents, totally mixed. And since it's up in the mountains next to the snow monkeys, they don't care if that's for humans. You ladies, gents, and monkeys.
And monkeys.
And monkeys.
Just explain a snow monkey for those who are uninitiated.
Snow monkeys are local monkeys to Japan. They came over when there was still a bridge, and then they stayed. So Japan actually, even though it has cold temperatures, has cute monkeys who bathe in the natural hot springs, which looks adorable. We filmed that. And yeah, so I had the chance to actually have a hot bath with the monkeys. I wasn't nude, I was not in my birthday suit, I was actually wearing clothes, which was good because it was mating season and some of the monkeys started a fight and there was like hissing behind me and like big daddy monkeys fighting other monkeys, and I was like, I would like to go now. And I was there with the director, and the director said, do not make eye contact, whatever you do, because it was like a big boss walking past me. He was like, don't make eye contact.
What happens if you make eye contact?
They're going to see that as a invitation
Challenge.
for a fight. So I was just like looking down while this monkey was walking past, and I'm like, I just want to go home now, please.
This sounds like a dangerous environment, which I feel should have some more safety regulations in place.
Yeah.
But
hey,
just
only
sign
Japan.
up on your way in. By the way, possibility of murder by monkey. I'm just saying.
They pretty much wrote that on the signboard when he came in, saying, "Oh yeah, beware of the monkeys, don't make eye contact and stuff like that." I did not fully bathe in it, but there was actually a brave dude I saw afterwards who was like, "Huh, swoosh, 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 birthday suit, bath with monkeys."
Really?
Yes. Yeah. And you can see them from the ledge. All the tourists that walk up to the monkey area, they can see you in your bath as well. It's very out in the open, so if you're into that.
When I was in the Philippines, when I was in the Philippines, a monkey stole my cola beverage.
What?
I was very upset because he then poured most of it out. I was very offended, actually.
What?
Yeah. He stole, he got the ring pull of the can, he grabbed it, he ran up the tree, and I'm like, aye! And he ran up the friggin' tree, and he gets to the top, and he's trying to figure out how to drink, because he's a monkey, he's not designed for cans. And then he turns it upside down, and he's like, kind of washes his hands in it, and the cola beverage is all gone, he licks his hands a bit, and then he runs away, and I'm like, whoa! Let me tell you another story.
All right,
that
go
was
for
in
it.
the Philippines. This
Go
one
for
was
it.
in Japan.
Okay,
Get
Japan.
this. Oh my, this upset me so much. You know how, this is a little bit off topic. Sorry, viewers. You know how, say, when you throw your rubbish out, it has to be in those yellow bags, so to protect from the crows. You don't have
the little sheets that you put in. Yeah, they're like a sheet. It can be blue depending where you're going.
It can be blue.
Yeah, in different wherever we go. It has like a little net you put over your trash bags, right?
Because if you leave your rubbish bag just outside, in the mornings, the crows come and peck it open. So
and then the next ones that have them, first the crows have the meal, then the roaches have the meal. That's why we have both of them everywhere in Japan.
So in your house in Japan, you either have a kind of a cage you put your rubbish bags in, or there's a net. It's either blue coloured or yellow coloured that goes over the top of your rubbish bag, right?
Yes.
So get this. So the crows are aggressive. They're really good at stealing. Yeah. Okay. So get this, man. I was going to my buddy's house. Yeah, and I had a bag of protein I was taking with me because I wanted to drink my protein while I was there, and it was almost done. Maybe 2-3 shakes left in the bag, right? So it doesn't weigh very much. So I get there on my bicycle. And I'm going to go around the corner to the convenience store. So I just leave my protein in the basket, go around the corner, get my stuff at the convenience, right? I'm coming back, and as I come back, I see this crow perched on the basket of my bike with his, pecking out my protein bag. I had it weighed down with other stuff. He pecks it out, and I'm like, hey! And I run at him, and he sees me, he's like, oh no. He pecks out, he grabs it, just as I'm getting to him, he flies away. I swear, he's flapping away. And as he leaves, he flips me off on his way out. He just stole my protein. But get this bastard, he then goes up to the rooftop of my friend's house, right? And I was there going, hey, give me back my protein, you thief! I need that. And he gets up there, and the protein bag is like on one of those airlock things. So he gets up there and he dumps it, and he pecks it a few times. He realizes he can't get it, and he just flies away.
Oh, man.
I was like, oh my God.
You've been harassed by the Japanese crows. But I actually have a story for that one too. Not connected to Japanese travel, but that one's actually fairly recent. So I was in the park and I was on my way back, and there's a path on the right and on the left. And obviously crows all over it. There's a lot of crows in Japan. So I first wanted to go to the right-hand side, and I just saw so many crows, and I'm like, one of them is gonna poop. I'm not going that path. So I looked at the left path, and I realized just as many crows there. So
crows.
I'm like, okay, never mind. And then I was walking under it, and I was just thinking, it's a bit paranoid to think that they're always going to poop on you, because the likeliness of that to happen is very low.
I feel that way about children.
And that's literally the moment when two of them tried to poop on me.
Double up?
Two of them.
They tag teamed you.
Two of them. And one got me slightly on my shoulder.
No.
And I swear to you, they were like,
yep, yes they were.
They usually go crack, 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 but for that moment, both of the crows were like, and I'm like, what?
They're awful little creatures.
They're too intelligent.
Crows.
They have been eating human garbage for way too long, and their brains have evolved to a scary amount.
Why are we eating pig hormone on live octopus? Well, we could just eat the crows. That'd be 2 birds with 1 stone, literally. We get to get rid of crows, and we get a meal. Oi, Ladybeard promotes the murder of crows. Hey, let's move on.
Awful creatures. Anyway, transportation in Japan. So if people come to Japan and they want to get round, what would be your advice?
Well, you can rent a car if you're up for that kind of thing. Make sure you get your international driver's license.
That would probably not be the very first thing I would mention because of driver's license and driving on the left side of the road.
Well, see, in my country, that's what we do anyway.
Fair enough,
yeah. Checkmate!
Damn.
You host a TV show about trains, so my guess is you're going to be like, you can get the Shinkansen. Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I must say, I think the train system in Japan is superb. There's no way of not praising the train system in Japan because there is so many different train lines, so many different companies. They all do something else in a way. They try great customer service. Then we have, of course, the bullet train, the Shinkansen. That is just high-speed travel here in Japan. It makes it possible for you to get from A to B in such a short time. And then they also have so many cool ideas for tourist trains. So there is a train that has full of tatami, or there is a train that you can sleep on that train, or there's events on the train. They come up with the most creative ideas. The cosplay trains. Since we have
Cosplay trains.
Cosplay trains. There's all kinds of cool things that they're coming up with. So it's like, it's a journey to get you from A to B, but sometimes you just want to be in that journey.
Want the journey to last longer.
Yeah, they come up with a lot of cool ideas.
Japan loves trains. We're a very pro-train nation.
Well, that brings me to Japan Railway Journal, which airs on NHK World in the evening on Thursdays. So in case you have NHK World or you just want to check it out online, type in Japan Railway Journal and you might be able to see this wonderful lady talking about all the wonders and miracles of Japanese trains. We should probably put that sometime in the podcast a little bit more in detail.
If you go to that place, Kagawa, where they have all the crabs, then there's a special crab train you catch.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know there's sometimes alcohol. There used to be alcohol on food trains. I think right now they're kind of stopped. But so if you get around, it's interesting. If you go from A to B in Japan, some people are the train people, and some people are the plane people, depending on how much the distance is. If you could pick, what would you pick?
I don't know. What do you reckon?
I'm more of a train person, just because I feel like you just can sit down and read something and then you're there.
Can you not do that on a plane?
I guess so. I think it's the whole check-in hassle, like checking your luggage, and especially since I travel with a lot of gear, I bring my own camera and such. Then I have to like go and like, oh, look at this camera. Look, especially if you want to bring a tripod. Tripods are a bit of a pain. Right. Okay. That kind of stuff. So it's a bit more of a hassle than just hopping on the train and arriving. But if it's very far, I understand. Like I wouldn't probably go to Okinawa, by train and then by boat or something like that. Depends on, I think.
That would definitely be a scenic route to get to Okinawa. What if you wanted to go to the very top of Hokkaido down to Okinawa, and you wanted to do it with the most adventurous way possible? Oh. How would you manage that?
Most adventurous way possible? Well, first of all, from Okinawa, I would use a sleigh to slide on the snow to the corner of Okinawa. Then I would take a little Japanese-style boat to row over. Then in Aomori, I would make a Apple train that takes you to the rest of Japan, and then probably go on the Shinkansen until...
You know what you could do in that situation? You could... sure, down in Okinawa, they got the same tropical monkeys that stole my cola in the Philippines. So you could take like a snow monkey from Hokkaido, and you could take that to Okinawa and replace it with from one of the tropical monkeys and do like a cultural monkey exchange. That way the snow monkeys and the sun monkeys can mix it up and they can experience one another's environments.
And then they can have a nice bath with each other and look at you.
Ladybeard, hey, Ladybeard's all about harmony amongst the monkeys.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm pro gorilla.
The most creative feature of transport I've had in Japan, though, was gyusha, I think they call it. And it's like oxes that pull you in Okinawa from like very shallow water from like to like a little island paradise.
That's interesting.
And in the meantime, the staff will play on the shamisen, and the oxes just walk over to the other side. And once they're on the other side, they get a little bath, they get a little massage, they get a little head pad, they get very loved.
Hang on. So the water is shallow enough that an ox can walk in it?
Yes.
Why don't the people just walk?
That's what I also was wondering. But I think it's part of the experience to have those like little carts, that kind of floatiness, and have the ox and the people play the shamisen.
It definitely sounds like a lovely experience. Ox riding to Okinawa.
Yes. How many minutes have left on the podcast? Oh, we're already overtime.
Oh, we're overtime
this
already.
Is what happens when you let our mouth run wild. Well, one thing, let's make an official Cat with Beard Let's make an official Cat with Beard travel plan. I would love, and I'm pointing it out, you guys in the studio, how about one day we take this podcast to a different location?
Oh, biggity bang, where are we going to go?
It might be hard for the technical setup, so I'm sorry if I made you sweat, but how about we just travel literally to a different place and have a podcast from there for a change?
Let's go to Kumamoto.
Or Aomori. Or Ehime.
Ah!
Go somewhere. Get all of us in a car. Travel. We can start doing the podcast in the car if we have to. Right, so this was our today's episode of Cat with Beard. Anything we would like to let the audience know?
My name is Ladybeard. Hello. You can follow me on the internet at Ladybeard_Japan and my pop group Babybeard_Japan. I just want to let you all know it's currently 10:30 p.m. It's been a long day. What's happened?
All right.
Cathy Cat, tell the people the thing.
Yes, the thing. So first of all, Cat with Beard has an official YouTube channel. Please be sure to check it out. Also, if you happen to be one of the few people who still own a Twitter, we also have a Twitter. So if you want to maybe tweet something at us, if you enjoyed an episode, #CatWithBeard, tweet at us. We'd love to see it.
For a moment, I expected you to say, if you're one of the few people still listening to this nonsense, that's what I thought you were going to come out with.
Well, this is actually, we were going a little bit over time right now.
We did go
so
over time.
And if you want to find yours truly here, Cathy Cat _TV is where you can find me on Twitch. You can find me on Instagram, or come over to, Twitter. Yes, come over to Twitch, hang out with me in one of my live streams. We always have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and always send us an email, nippon@joqr.net.
In case you want to praise us and tell us how awesome we are. We'd love to hear more of that.
Yeah, or if you start eating crows, please send me a photo.
Any kind of crazy animal experiences, let us know. Send us your send us your thing. And hey, these were just a couple of cool ideas of where you can travel in Japan too, but there's loads and tons more, and we might actually let you guys know in the future podcast. It is 10:30, so we've been doing a good job. It's time to wrap this up.
Yeah, thank you very much for paying attention. We'll see you next time on Cat with Beard.